Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2020. Now I just have a huge mess on my floor. Hey everybody, welcome back to Morning Coffee. It is my 2020 resolution series. This special 8-part series will run on my channel throughout January. Each video is going to tackle a specific goal or resolution that people tend to set at New Year's. And we are going to talk all about how you can actually make those goals happen in 2020. Not just set your goals, but actually make them happen. I'm excited to have you here for the resolution series. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Morning Coffee. It is time for the third video in my 2020 resolution series. We've already talked about getting your health goals together. We've already talked about getting your money goals together. And today it is all about getting your life organized in 2020. If that sounds good to you, stay tuned. If you've missed any of the videos in the resolution series, I will make sure to link those below so you can go back and check them out. Just like the new year is the perfect time to get your health and fitness together and get your money on the right track, it's also a great time to get organized. If you've been to a store anytime recently in the last month or so, you're going to see that all of the organizational products are on sale this time of year. Planners, bins, baskets, all of that stuff is on sale because they know that people are trying to get it together in 2020. I think there's something about like getting rid of all of the Christmas decor, taking it all down, cleaning it all out, starting with like a fresh space kind of makes you want to get the rest of the space all put together in a really great way. So let's talk about how you can get organized in 2020. When it comes to organization, there's a couple different areas that we're going to talk about today. First, there's like spatial organization, so the physical surroundings in your life. There's digital organization in this world of so much media and devices. There's lots you can organize in your digital space. And then time organization, how you can be most productive, focus on the things that are important to you, keep track of all of the things that you want to do. Today we're going to talk about ideas to help you achieve organization in all three of those areas. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with spatial organization. If you're looking for inspiration on getting organized in your closets, in your home, maybe in your office or in your car, I have a couple of books to recommend to you with some great ideas and inspiration for that. The first one is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. You have likely heard of her. She had a series on Netflix air recently, and she's all about sorting through every single item you own and deciding whether or not it actually matters to you. Her phrase is, does it spark joy? It's not about minimalism and not having anything. It's about going through all of the things that you have and intentionally choosing them to be there because you really love them, or they're really practical, or they're really, useful to you. So this is a great place to start. She covers a lot of different types of spaces, different categories of items like clothing, sentimental items, and there's tons of really practical tips in here and strategies for how to store your stuff. This is a great book, and it's actually a really quick read. So if you are looking to quickly get some organization happening in your life, this is a great place to start. One of the books from my reading list last year was The Home Edit. This book is all about storage and organization. The Home Edit is a company in Nashville that are professional organizers, and they released this book last year to help you organize spaces in your house. They tend to specialize in spaces that not only are organized, but that look really good. That's kind of their marker. It's like things are organized and put together, but they also look pretty. So I found this book to be so super helpful. Tons of actual practical tips and ideas. I'm actually going to be using this book a lot this year as I try to get our spaces organized in the house. This is an absolutely great book to get if you are interested in getting like your closets or your pantry or your cabinets organized. I am going to link to all of these books below so you can find them easily. Last year, I also read a book by Joanna Gaines, Homebody. This is one of her many books, but this one is specifically all about creating spaces you love in your home. So, if you're looking for a little bit more inspiration behind why you should organize your space, the components that are important in each space, maybe some design tips on how to get your home organized, this is a great book. It's big, but that's because there's tons of pictures, and it was actually a quick read because there's not too much text. But she kind of breaks down different styles and different elements of style that you can consider when you're looking at a space. And so I found this really helpful because last year we moved into our house and I was really working on getting everything designed the way that I want it. It's another great book if you want to learn more about organization. And I will mention that all of the books that I just talked about, if you follow their authors on Instagram, they have tons and tons of inspirational pictures and videos and links to products. So look up Joanna Gaines, The Home Edit, and Marie Kondo on Instagram, and you'll be super happy that you did. YouTube also has a ton of cleaning and organization videos. There's channels specifically dedicated to cleaning and organization, and then there's a lot of bloggers or vloggers who just record videos of them organizing their pantry or organizing their closet. So if you do a quick Google search or a quick search within YouTube, you will find plenty of videos if you also kind of want to follow along with someone else's process. I will be filming lots of videos on this channel like that about like my pantry and my closet. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss those videos. Once you've done some research and you're motivated and inspired and have the tools to go ahead and start organizing, you need to take what you've learned and apply it to your own home. Get out a piece of paper or a note on your phone and write down all of the spaces in your home that maybe you want to get more organized. Especially focus on areas of your home that you use all the time, like your kitchen. You're in there like every single day. Your bathroom, you're in there every single day. Your living room. Focus on high traffic areas or areas in your home that tend to be really challenging for you. So if the laundry is really challenging, like in my home, the laundry is actually by the door for the garage, and that's where we come in all the time. So it's essentially an entry where we have like shoes and coats and stuff, but then it's also a laundry room. And so one of my goals this year is to kind of reorganize that whole space and make it function the way that we use it. So that's also a good idea when you're making your list. No project is too big or too small. Taking on something like a pantry is huge. Taking on something like the junk drawer, maybe a little quicker, maybe a little easier. But go ahead and think thoroughly through your home and write down the areas that you want to take care of this year. Once you've picked the perfect place for you to start, I have a quick 6-step process to help you organize your space. Step 1 is to declutter. You have to go into the space, look at everything that's in it, take it all out, look at it, evaluate it, and see if it needs to stay where it is. Is it broken? Is it not used? Is it in good condition? Does it belong here? Do you use it with other items in this area? Can it go somewhere else? Is it a donation or a re-gift? Those are the things you should ask yourself while you're looking at your space. So if you're working on your closet, go into your closet, look at every item that's in there. Take out anything that you don't wear anymore or isn't in good repair or you don't like. And then once you have all of the stuff that's gone and doesn't belong there, then you can focus on reorganizing what you kept. Step 2 would be to clean out your space. So while you've taken a bunch of stuff out of it and it's decluttered and a little bit more empty, clean it. Wipe down the racks, vacuum out the floor, do a little dusting. Wherever you are in your home, just take the opportunity while it's pretty empty to clean it out, give it a good scrub. The third step is to kind of set a vision for the space. You kind of take a step back, look at the space while it's empty, and think, what is the best and highest use of this space? What are my needs? What are my family's needs? What do we do here? What typically goes in here? And then think through what makes the most sense to stay. What purpose should that space serve? So if you've got a hall closet, for example, You need to be thinking about, what do I reach for often that can be here? What spaces are near to here that I could keep items in? If you just take a few minutes to just look back, step into this space and think, okay, what is the best and highest use of this space? That'll help get you started on the next steps of the process. Put everything that's going to be in that area back in its home so you can have a really good cohesive understanding of how much stuff is still in that space. Once you put everything back, take a couple steps back, look at it, think through it, make sure everything that is there belongs, make sure there's not something that belongs there that's somewhere else in your home. Once you put it all back, you're going to get a good understanding of how much stuff is still there so you can buy supplies to organize it. Now that you have a good understanding of all of the items that are going to be in that space, now it's time to organize with containers and bins and labels and all of the things. A lot of times people start with this part of the process. They go, I'm going to organize my pantry. And they run to the store and pick out a whole bunch of containers. But then they come home and realize that they don't have enough containers for the stuff that they wanted in there. The containers aren't the right size or they don't fit the right way. Taking the time to actually go through your stuff first helps you kind of pick out the additional items you might need to help you organize. So for example, when I'm working on my pantry, once I have it all kind of culled down to what's staying in there, I'm going to take a picture of it. And then when I go to the store and I'm in the container aisle and there's 9,000 options, I'm going to sit there and go through my picture, see what's still there, pick out the right container for the items that I already know are going to be there. And I do want to say, you don't have to go buy expensive containers. There are tons of hacks out there to repurpose items you use on a daily basis for storage. Do a quick search on Pinterest for organization hacks, and you're going to see a ton of people who have found ways to reuse items they already have to organize what they're looking for. If you're interested in going to a store to get some containers, there's lots of great options for you. I like TJ Maxx. I like Target. Actually, Walmart has a really great Better Homes and Gardens container brand right now. And then also there's always the Container Store, which is like heaven and organized. Like for someone who loves to organize, the Container Store is like Mecca. Like if they put a Starbucks in the organization store, I would be happy as a clam. Give me some coffee. Let me look around at things that organize things. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Once you come home and get your space all reorganized, it's important to take the time after you've used it for a few weeks to evaluate the process. So the good test of any organizational system is if it is still in place weeks, months later. You will know if your new organization system is working for you or not. If it looks somewhat close to how you had it, that means that you've got things in the right places. If it's a disaster again after a month or so, you're going to need to go back, rethink through the things that aren't working, and make some tweaks here and there. I'd also like to mention that I have a video specifically on containing your paper clutter. So if you are the kind of person that has tons of papers around your home all the time, from the mail, from school, from work, I'm going to link that video up in the cards and also below so you can see some great information that I share on how to control paper clutter specifically. The next piece of organizational mindset that we're going to talk about is your digital spaces. We all have so many devices in our life. We have phones, we have Apple Watches, we have computers or iPads, we have email personally and for work. You have tons of files on your computer and your devices. In today's modern world, there is a lot of digital clutter that happens out there, and it is something that can contribute to a feeling of being mentally cluttered as well. So take some time to organize your digital spaces here in 2020. I'm going to link those videos up in the cards and below in the description. There are so many great tips from them on how to organize your digital spaces. They take you step by step through the process. Tackle this area, then tackle this area, and then tackle this area. Those are great resources for you if you want to get your digital space in order. And let me tell you, I mean, we all know what it's like to like clean out your email and you just like, you feel like you're a new human. So imagine what it would feel like to get all of your digital spaces together. Make sure you go check out those 2 videos so you can get started on that process if that's part of your goals for 2020. The last part of this video is going to focus on organizing your time. Let's be real. We all have so much going on in our lives. We are trying to be great people, great friends, great spouses, great mothers, and great employees, and daughters, and sisters, and all of the things. So we have so many demands on our time and our mental capacity and our energy, and it's really hard to balance all of those things out and focus on the things that really matter. Getting your hands around your time in 2020 is going to make such a huge difference in your life. Let's talk about some ways that you can organize your time this year. The first step to kind of getting your arms wrapped around all of the things you'd like to be working on is to just make a big list. Get out a piece of paper, open a doc on your phone, and just sit there and go to town. Write down every single thing that's rattling around in your brain. Buy someone that birthday present, make a vet appointment, look up that home document, make sure you talk to your accountant about your taxes, mailing that thing out, finally organizing that closet, getting your finances in order, having a will, all of those things. Don't worry at this point about making this list perfect. It's just about jotting down everything that's rattling around in your brain. Once you take the time to remove all of those things from your brain and put them into some place physical where you can keep it, your brain can relax and stop worrying about all of those things because you've written them down in one space. You are not committing to actually doing any of these things. You're just putting them all in one spot so you can evaluate them further. So now you have a list. You're probably looking at this list going, holy crap. There's like a bajillion things on this list. How can I even possibly ever begin to think I could do all of these? The answer to that is that you can't. You will not likely have time to finish all of those things on our lists. There's always going to be something else to do. But the next step in the process is to just go through that list and figure out what things are most important to get done. Here's some guiding questions you can ask yourself when you're looking through your list. First and foremost, a good question to ask is, does this need to be done? So there's a lot of things that we kind of keep in our minds and keep in our subconscious that we're like, ugh, I really need to do that. I really need to do that. And sometimes there's things that aren't really all that important or urgent. And if it's not, and especially if it's something that you've been putting on your list for a very long time and have never actually gotten to, chances are it really doesn't need to be done. Don't worry yourself with things that aren't important and don't really need to be done. Cross them off your list right away. Look at the stuff on your list and say, does this actually really truly need to be done? Another great question to ask is, does this task need to be done by me personally? Do I personally have to be the person to do this thing? Or is it something that I can ask for someone's help with? Is it something that I can delegate to someone else? Is it something I can pay someone else to do? I have an awesome video called 4 Ways to Automate Your Life. I'm going to put that up in the card and link it down below. That is an awesome video. It gives you tons of tips on how to automate the simple things in your life, like your bills and your prescriptions and your calendar, so that you're not worrying about doing all of those little tasks. Again, you can focus on the things that are more important. Make sure you check out that video. And the next question to ask is, does this need to be done now? Is this item urgent for some reason? Is it something that's bound by a specific date? Is this something that is really going to be a game changer for me if I work on it now? Using time as a frame to kind of go through your list will also help you bring the top things to the surface. If you'd like more help on weeding through the things that you have to do, I have two great blog posts for you. One is what to do when you have too much to do, that goes over a really awesome matrix that you can use to organize your to-dos, and also a blog post on what to do when you don't cross everything off of your to-do list. Those two resources are going to be really great for giving you some more insight on this topic. Again, they're linked, so make sure you go check those out on the blog. Lastly, you're probably going to need some sort of planning or calendaring system in 2020 to keep yourself organized. One of the things that I love is an actual physical paper planner. I'm a paper person. I've always written everything down. That's how I remember it and that's how I organize it. So I have a physical paper planner. Down below, I'm going to link to a blog post that I wrote all about how to find the best planner for you. I give you links to planners that I use and have used in the past. That is a great resource for you if you want to figure out a tool to use to organize yourself in 2020. I also did a recent video on 4 tools that will change your life in 2020. One of them was my planner, but then a bunch of them were like goal setting resources. That's also a good place for you to look if you want to find something that's going to help you stay organized. Whether that's digital or paper, having a system of controlling your to-dos and controlling your time is going to keep you moving forward and focused on the things that you really want to do with your time. I hope you enjoyed this video in our 2020 resolution series. 3 down and 5 to go. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you do not miss the next video in this series. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you had a really great time. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and watching. Please consider subscribing to this channel. That is the best support you could possibly give us. Thanks so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day.